Man, Christopher, how's it going?
It's going. Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. I mean, I kind of like accidentally not to use some obnoxious new slang, but like ghost people sometimes, and like not even on purpose or anything. I just sort of like, the days and weeks sort of get away from me, and I'm like, oh shit, like I forgot my dad's name. You know what I mean?
I totally understand that, man. The holidays hit and it was just, that was it for me. It was like just
Yeah.
fucking chaos.
Isn't that kind of funny? It's like, it seems to me like the holidays should be I mean, because people traditionally get work off for whatever holiday they celebrate. It seems like it would be like a source of like relaxation, but it usually works the opposite. Right?
It's the complete opposite. You're right.
Yeah.
I wasn't even doing this. I wasn't doing anything. It was just like family and friends and just total chaos. So,
yeah.
But I'm glad to be back here and glad to be talking to you again, man. It's been I mean, we've spoken, but I'm glad to do this again. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it doesn't count if it's not being recorded,
Yeah. That's true. So what have you been up to?
I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of have like gotten to this point, not to be like, like ambivalent or like not, void of like empathy of like the current world, but I've sort of been like regressing to coping mechanisms I did in my youth, and sort of like just kind of re-understanding like why I had an interest in like, certain countercultures and music and books and movies and, even like fashion and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, this was like a place that I used to like hide from, anxieties of, school or like, kind of like, horrible like family life or whatever. And I realized like, oh man, like the world to me right now feels a bit frightening. So I've just sort of given myself like the permission to just like hide in these things that I love. And like I said, certainly not like a cop out, but like, a lot of people and probably in a platform like this are going to say like, oh, what did you think of this or this, like the 20 insane things that have happened culturally since the last time we talked. And I'm almost like, back in the day it was different because it seemed like they were I don't know that they were less, but they were not, everything wasn't documented. Mm-hmm. So like all these like horrible things that happen, I almost can't keep up, because by the time I would form an opinion and sort of, cry and moan about it, like, something bad would be happening within that time frame. So it's like, I feel like there's people really equipped to deal with these things. I'm sort of just like, yeah, I'm like going to hide away from it or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's like a long answer, but that is the true answer. I've just sort of, been a bit cowardice, just like, I've been watching like RuPaul's Drag Race and like, exploring different ice cream flavors and just being very like, juvenile, you know what I mean? Hiding under the covers.
Absolutely, man. I agree with that 100%. I'm the same way, Yeah. I use this as a form of escape. Mm-hmm. Or not even escape, but you know what I mean? Like something to keep your mind occupied, keep your mind off this other shit that's going on,
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone else would probably ask you, like, what do you think about the storming of the Capitol? But that's not me, man. I'm not going to ask that. I know how you feel about it already, because, anyone, no one's going to be like, oh, yeah, I thought that was great. It was
right.
Horrible.
I mean, I think, well, that's the whole thing, is that there's like all these like sort of like micro like specificities of like, how do you feel about this or this? And it's sort of like, we all kind of go like this in these little like fractions and stuff. But I think everybody, just like, as cliche as it sounds, it's like everyone just like wants to like be loved and love and like feel safe and like, and I don't know. I mean, I like, yeah, who does like terrible things? I mean, I'm sure there are some like Genghis Khanians
Oh yeah,
out there,
yeah,
you know, and that's very true. But it's almost like, um, I, I don't, I don't really know exactly how to phrase this, but I feel like there are different, almost like different like wavelengths of people. It's like the people that are, you know, committing like atrocities or thinking in ways that I would think are like vile or just don't understand. It's almost like, um, we live in different places. Like, you know, it's like it appears we share like the same physical body and we live in the same physical world, but I just feel like there are different levels of like vibrations that people exist on. So it's almost like I don't even really know how to engage it. It's like it seems like it's like a different language or something. So I'm sort of like,
yes,
you know.
yeah. And don't get me wrong, the polar opposite of this exists. You know,
Mhm.
there's entire groups and entire websites devoted to discussing things like that and celebrating in a way. But that's not me. It never will be me. And I'm not saying I'm closed-minded. If someone wanted to talk about it in a different light, I
Yeah.
would welcome that. But I know what wavelength you're on, and pretty
Yeah.
much everyone on my show on this show is on that wavelength too.
Right.
But
Yeah. I totally feel you for sure. And like, and definitely when I'm saying like people are on different wavelengths and stuff, it doesn't mean that I want to completely shut down like a discourse, because I feel like um there is a danger with you know, silencing people like that.
mhm, absolutely,
And that is like alarming to me, you know, because it seems like one of the first you know, what would it be, like tactics of oppression is to silence people. And then when people are oppressed, there's usually some form of revolutionary, and that's usually with like, you know, a bang and not a whimper. So it's like, um it's almost as if it's like that like Ram Dass thing where he says like hippies create police, police create hippies. So I think it's like, um although like the good um is becoming uh louder, and we're sort of like shutting down all these people, and it seems like in a way it's good, of course, but in a way it's a little bit frightening, because it's not like they all got into a spaceship and flew to, you know, planet shithead. It's like they're still here, and if they're not able to sort of let out the air of the balloon,
mhm,
it's gonna just pop, and that sort of, you know, worries me or whatever. Then you're gonna have like Ted Kaczynski's and shit like that.
yeah,
But it's like on the other token, it's like, do you just let people just like spew this like hateful diatribe like freely, just for the fear that they may erupt one day? I don't know that that's the tactic either. And
right,
again, that's why I say I'm sort of just like, hey man, like I'm gonna go to the store and get some, you know, whatever, Coca-Cola, and like just
strawberry ice
stare at
cream,
God. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So it's like I don't have any answers for sure, but I do think the different wavelengths and stuff. But um I just, it almost seems to me like, well, what was it? I think the first prison that ever used the electric chair, and they killed a man successfully. Well, it took a long time, but um, I think it might have been called the Auburn method. I'm obviously no one's going to fact check this, but the entire prison, everyone had to be silent the whole time. That was like part of the punishment, um, and it completely backfired. It made the prisoners worse.
right.
Um, so you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. You know, and there is different levels to these kind of people. You know, like yeah, people who are just spewing hate. Nobody wants to hear that. It's not going to
Hmm.
really help anything. But I don't think everyone should be silenced at the same time. You know,
Right.
they like deleted this Parlor app.
Hmm.
I don't honestly I don't agree with anything on it, but I don't think it's right to delete it and to
Yeah.
silence everybody.
Well,
Um,
it's like, I don't know. I mean, someone said this to me, and they just said it in passing, but I thought it was brilliant. They're like, well, at least with things like that, you sort of know where they all are,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it's like, now where are they? And it's like, it's even scarier. It's like, you know, they just became omnipresent, and they're like whispering in libraries and things like that. And that's
Right.
like, you know, what are they doing? Like, you know, they're like in prison with the little mirror, like, hey, you know, and that's a little spooky too. And that's the point, is that no matter what we do, like socially, it's no one's going to go away. I mean, we can't do some like, you know, Clockwork Orange shit where we like cure these people. I mean,
Right.
who knows? I mean, we're either going to have to wait for like freaking aliens to come, or some like great awakening to have everybody sort of on the same page. And the trouble with all that too is that even the way that culture moves so quickly is that people that are often like villainized, I mean, it's like people that do good, they think they're doing good at the time, they're villainized later, you know, like the Crusades and you know, Columbus. I mean, these are like terrible things, but at the time it was like they thought it was good. So I don't know, it's everybody in their own way thinks that they're on the right side of history, and they think that they're doing the right thing. But it seems to me for the most part that like, and not to, you know, feel like some elitist or anything, because I don't really think I'm doing anything, but I think the only thing that makes sense to me the older I get is like sort of like spiritual teachers and artists and people that are like seeking things, and you know, people exploring like space and stuff like that. Like those are the real people that I think are on the right side of history. I think people that are getting caught up in all these little things, it feels really archaic, you know.
Right.
It's just sort of like, I don't even, yeah, just like we're gonna move past it all the time. Like I think we're gonna have to move past it. I mean, I forget the syndrome of it, but sometimes like, you know, astronauts when they go up into space and they're obviously on like UK time and they're looking down, they they were speaking about like this one astronaut said, I think he did like a year and a half in space, but he said that when he got back down to Earth, he like flew and he landed in the Middle East, and he said he didn't feel anything. He was just like, I'm not in the Middle East, I'm just on Earth, you know? And so it's almost like in order for the world to like become more elevated and everyone to heal, it's almost as if we need some sort of grand like bird's eye view of all this stuff, because you know, the people that are doing good, the people that are doing bad, I feel problem areas in every side of it, which is tough. But I don't find a problem when I look at a beautiful painting or hear a song or something. So that's, you know, like I said, that's where I choose to hide.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, and I think that's my biggest problem with all of it, is that anytime, you know, the world kind of feels united or on the same page is when, unfortunately, like a great tragedy happens. You know, like 9/11, for instance, like that happened, and well, almost everyone was united. You know, I feel like black, white,
yeah,
you know, everyone was united, except there was still a group to point at, and it was Middle Eastern people. And it was like the world against them at that time. We're always against somebody.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like I said, it takes these grand things to happen, whether they're good or bad. Most of the time they're bad, unfortunately. For certain people to get certain groups to get together, but it's all forgotten about, you know?
Yeah. It's true. It's really true. And one of the most fucked up things is that like historically one of the great bonding things is for two groups to get together and hate another group. You know what I mean? It's like, it reminds me on like on like the movie High Fidelity, when like John Cusack's character is like you know, hating her new boyfriend or something, and someone was like, no, don't hate them, because you're just don't hate him because you're just making their bond stronger, and they're going to come together and hate you. It's almost like just be ambivalent to it. So it's like people really you know, become united like some like Braveheart shit. I mean, those guys were like, you know, like lawless, they're like gonna, you know, charge to their death, but they're like so united in their disdain for the other side. And that's like the true like irony of it, is like nothing can bring people together more than hating other people.
Right. And history tends to repeat itself. That's the like truest statement of all time. You know, you watch even shows like things like Game of Thrones. You know, obviously it's a fantasy show. It's got a fucking dragon in it, but the message of the show is that there's always this conflict, always. And even back then, and it's still going on now. It's just in different forms, and it's not as barbaric, obviously. But it's always still going to be there. And I don't know. At one point, I guess we have to figure out a way to, like you said, all meet on the same plane somehow. But
yeah, I mean, that's what's really troubling about it. I mean, if you think, you know, even a sperm cell is racing to get to become life. So even like, you know, at the very basis of our singularity, like there is some sort of like race to, you know, occupy a space and change the environment. And I think that's it's almost like kind of unavoidable in some way. I mean, we're just, whatever it is about the human race, soon as we got here, we changed the environment, you know, made technology, roads, houses, blah, blah, blah. And then we're like trying to go to space. And then we want to, like, you know, you have Elon talking about, you know, making Mars, you know, able to like, you know, have like a little whatever, like a little mall and Tesla chargers up there. And that's just sort of how we operate. And it seems that it's very difficult in that sort of like trajectory to be fair to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's like the sperm, you know, and it's like, even the sperm becomes a human, then all of a sudden he's doing relay races, and it's like he's still trying to get to some sort of finish line. So it's it's really impossible. But the one thing that I heard recently I thought was cool is that like all of this sort of like negative stuff about being a human, instead of trying to like, you know, fight it off or whatever, it's to cultivate the other side of you that is aware that you are just a part of everything. So because it is like it's an impossible fight to say own, because it's like, if there's one piece of bread on a life raft, you know, you could be Buddha, you know, someone's gonna have to fucking grab it. And like, and that's tough. I mean, so yeah, it's hard. Very.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I totally get it. You know, not to be cliche or just, you know, cheesy, but life is so fucking short, man, you know? And it's like what you choose to do with that time, you know, just being born, I think, is mathematically almost impossible. To just be born. And then to take this life that, you know, it's very difficult to even have in the first place, and just hurt others or whatever. It's just seems like a fucking waste to me, you know?
But no, it really does. So yeah, sometimes I sit and I think about that, like what, like, not necessarily like what it takes for a human to be so horrible, but like why, I mean, yeah, there's all sorts of like psychology behind that. And you know, I try not to watch that stuff, like a lot of like what, like sociopaths, I guess, like that, people without empathy or whatever. But I don't know, it seems to me like it would have to go a little bit deeper than that. I don't know, I think it's like, yeah, like you said, this life is like almost an impossibility, and then you're here, and you know, your frontal cortex doesn't develop until you're like, what is it, 23, 24, something like that. And then by the time you really like become online, you're already fucking in it, and you're like, oh no, like, and the only way to get out of it is dying, and that's everyone's greatest fear. So what a fucking booby trap. And I think that like freaks people out. You know, it's like, it's almost as if you've been given something you don't know what to do with, so you start hitting things and screaming into it, and you just don't really know what to do with it. And I think that's like pretty much like, you could really just break it down. Like, that's why we have like nuclear weapons and like all this shit, is because we don't know what the fuck to do. It's like, we're just and I hate to sort of like dilute, like, you know, like the space race and like art and like everything incredible that like, or horrible that we're doing just to something as small as like the fear of death. But I think if you really had to bring it all back to square one, that would probably be the reasoning behind everything.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, and that's as much terrible shit there. To me, there's much more good shit, you know, like we do have art and music and all those things that I just surround myself in, because that's what makes me, you know, that's what gets me through. So let's switch it up. Let's talk about some positive shit.
What is that?
Yeah. What is that is right these days. How you've been sober now? How long?
98 days.
98 days. Wow, man.
Yes. It's a long time.
Awesome. Yeah. It is a very fucking long time.
Mm-hmm.
How I mean, you look great. You sound great. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I sort of like switched up how I think about it a bit. I kind of was telling somebody yesterday, I don't really I mean, obviously I count the days because I was like 98 right away. Yeah. But yeah, 98 in like 9 hours and 43 minutes and 2 seconds. Yeah, of course I count the days and stuff just because it's like, it's almost like a neurotic thing. But I more so just am like, you know, it feels good to not be, you know, half drunk in the sun and feeling kind of ill and sick in the morning and anxious and all this sort of like, you know, mild like delirium tremens and just all like the medical stuff behind it. It was really a drag. And to just go like, man, it feels good to like, you know, go get like an acai bowl or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it just to sort of like flip the narrative and go like, I'm not like not doing something's not taken away from me. I'm just enjoying stuff right now.
Absolutely.
And that feels a lot better because before it was sort of like, I felt like I had a gun to my head or I was holding my breath or I was just like, oh, you know, like I can't relax. Like I felt like the end of my day had no period, you know? I just felt like sort of just was, you know, waking up like it's just so like static electricity and falling asleep. It felt like I was literally like falling asleep, like not even like a comfortable drifting off. I was like, I just felt like a ball of nerves. And I worried like I'll never be able to do anything. Like, you know, I'd get anxiety going up to like a cash register at the grocery store or something. So I'm like, well, how would I ever, you know, perform live or whatever? You just get all these like weird fears that you're not going to be a version of yourself that's able to like sort of be in society. But I think that that's just like as immediate and extreme as it feels at the time. I think that that stuff really just passes. So it's like, it's cool now to be like, man, I just don't give a fuck. Like, you know, I could go on like Saturday Night Live in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. Right. I just don't really care. So I don't have that fresh sobriety, like nervous energy anymore, which is awesome. And then I also sort of like, this is going to sound like hyper alcoholic, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'll drink again. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm more chill about it or whatever. So that, I mean, I don't know if that's like a danger sign, but
no, I mean, it's honest. And I think that, that's one thing I've realized from any addiction problems that I've had and anything I'm trying to do creatively, I match the two things up. And I feel like if I don't have that drug or that drink, then the creativity is just not going to be there. I'm not going to be the person I want to be.
Yeah.
Even though essentially it's a made up person because it's chemically altered version of myself. So, doing these things completely sober is so much more real to me, you know?
Yeah.
How do you feel about, like, have you been writing a lot of music lately or recording?
Yeah, both. Yeah, it's a lot better because you sort of tend to think like with this type of music that you really need to like get lost in this moment, in this story, and just be sort of like a communicator from the heavens and all these like dramatic things. And in a way you do. but like to be just hyper alert and alive, it makes it easier, you know what I'm saying? Like there will be times when like you don't have this like chemically induced drama, and you sort of have to like mind for it a little bit more, but it is just better. I notice like I have a little bit more acrobatic melodies and like tighter, and then like my mind goes like, okay, like this is like the Dorian scale or whatever, and then I'm a little bit sharper with like my rhyme schemes and more deliberate. So yeah, I mean, it just in a very basic sense, it's a little bit more controlled, and it's probably not as like enjoyable at times, but that's like a bit gross in a way. Like, you know, like you think about it, a lot of times when people get their you know, their inhibitions or whatever, like the guy's drunk at a party and he's like playing guitar, and like he's like in his own theater act where he just feels so profound, and he's like, yeah, and it's a bunch of nonsense, you know.
Right.
So I think about that sometimes. I'm like, yeah, me like 2 a.m. after drinking like 15 beers, and I'm just like, you know, just moaning, and you know, sometimes I'll like be crying, and it's just like this, like, you know, it's beautiful in a way, but like there is a little bit of a hint of like it's a little bit embarrassing to be that dramatic. So it's sort of cool just to be like sharper with your shit.
Absolutely, yeah. You wrote something the other day on, or maybe it was yesterday, today, I don't even know, on Instagram, and I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was interesting. I thought we could talk about it.
Sure.
So this is from you. Let's say you blame your lack of success on the fact that general public isn't on your wavelength, but then one day you are successful. Does this mean you have to pander to the general public? No, I'm sorry. Does this mean you have pandered to the general public, or does it mean the general public came up to meet you? Who's rising and who's falling? Perhaps it's all just timing, a simple meet in the middle. All right. So, and then either one sounds rather icky, doesn't it? So that's interesting. So I think of things like that. Like, you're not, to me, you're not like a top 40. That's not who you are to me. And I love that about you, though. It's more, I feel like the music's more personal.
Right.
I feel like things that you make are for us. It's not for everyone. And it makes it feel so much more special to people who listen to it.
Right.
So what do you define as success? Like, obviously, I mean, money, fuck money. I'm talking about like, you know, the view in society of what success should be, and like what you think it should be.
Yeah. Well, I think there's two forms of success. There's one that is just within you, and then there's one that is like exterior. So the one that is within you would just be sort of, I guess, just feeling proud or whatever. Not that sort of, you know, that feeling where like you just know you're not doing your best. You're like, man, like I'm wearing 2 different color socks, or like I didn't mail out that thing, and it just sort of like snowballs, and then you just don't feel good. You just feel like, man, I'm not doing my best. You know what I mean? And it's not even for other people. It's just this sort of guilt that you feel that, and then you feel guilty, and then you continue to be more uninspired, and it just sort of is a never-ending cycle. I mean, anything opposing that, I think, is like a personal success, and it's like, you know, a baby taking their first step is a success, and you know, Sir Edmund Hillary climbing Everest is a success. I mean, they're very much like subjective to the person. So I think it is just like a sense of pride, and I you know, I'm getting a little bit older now, and when I look back on my life, I go like, wow, like I've always tried to you know, I made a lot of bad choices, treated people bad, and been a fucking monster. But you know, I like live with that, and like, but it's like I've also been like a really good person, and thought about other people, and I've always tried to make, I'm just always trying to make something pretty, trying to make pretty music that makes me feel that feeling. And I don't know what that is, like that. It's just there's something really wild about just being a human and creating something really beautiful, and like it affecting people and you. It's like just like wild, like kind of, you know, heavenly, like construction worker or something. And like to me, that I feel successful in that way, because I just would look back and go, man, I've been doing this for a long time, and I just keep doing it. And like there's been so many times when I should quit, and I just think it's cool, you know. There's a lot of things that are fucked. Like you know, I don't know how to drive a car, you know what I mean? Like I don't have a ton of money. Like I've moved around so much, I don't really have a sense of home. I have a lot of weird relationships because of like what this sort of path has done to me psychologically. And you know, not to be a martyr, but it's a weird fucking life. But I've, you know, I've done it, and I've been like honest with it. And I think that's awesome. You know, like when I'm about to die, I'll be like, whoa, like I lived pretty pretty differently, pretty intensely, and like that feels good. So that's like my inside success. I'm still not done yet, because I keep, you know,
definitely not.
striving to do more. And like and do I want like a bigger audience and all that stuff? For sure. Would I like to have like, you know, a big house and learn to drive and buy an old truck? And yeah, I mean, I have all these like physical goals that I want to do, so I keep going. And I still feel like every time I write a new song, I'm like, okay, that's better than my last one. That's better than I'm always trying to keep writing better music. And I still feel like I haven't, like, you know, it's really like kind of chasing a, you know, it's like a junkie chasing the first high or something. So I just keep going with that stuff. And the exterior success, I think, yeah, it is really like monetary, and like it is like it's like numbers now, especially. It's like, how many Instagram followers do you have? Spotify plays, you know, how many little numbers are in your bank account you look at on your phone. And, you know, banks only need to have 10% of your money anyways, so most of it is just in the air. It's so I think exterior success is truly just, you know, been diluted down to numbers, which is odd. So I try not to worry about that sometimes, because I say, hey man, like if Instagram like deleted the app, like all of a sudden did, like, you know, all the magic in my body get sucked out, and I'm like, I can't sing. Right. It's like, if all of this like digital currency like went away, Spotify, everything, I still have what I have. So that's a good feeling. I was actually thinking about that yesterday when I was in the shower. I should probably not think about such insane shit in the shower. But that just proves I think about this stuff often, and it's a little bit maddening, where I'm like, man, am I like famous? Am I not famous? Am I good? Am I not good? It's just sort of a weird, I live a bit in a weird purgatory of, you know, whatever.
I totally get that, man. To me, you're famous. You know what I mean? I know your music. I know you, and now I know you personally, but like, I've always been a fan of you. So to me, you're someone famous. If like someone hasn't heard of you, I'm like, what are you talking about? You haven't heard of him. I got to show it to them. But yeah, as far as like a household name, no, but I don't know. I think that you're more than that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you need to change anything about your music or anything like that I just think it needs to be heard more. I think it needs to be out there more. And that goes for artists like you too, you know? Anything can become, like, look at a band like the Lumineers. That's not merely music for everybody, but everyone knows that fucking song. Right? My mother knows that song. But it made it out there. It caught the right ears. But
yeah, I mean, that's because, like, I think,
I don't know if I explained it. That was
no, it makes sense. No, that was good. No, you're right, because it's like, I mean, and that is that weird thing where you go like, because a band like the Lumineers could say like, oh, like before they were big, they could say, oh, you know, we're not big because we're kind of like folky bluegrass, like,
Right.
you know, we're not like whatever. But then all of a sudden they're huge. And it's like, well, does everyone like that kind of stuff now? And they're like, well,
Right.
what are we now? And like, do we have to like take off the suspenders we're wearing and like polish our banjos or like whatever? Yeah, so that is weird. I think that's like, that's why it is problematic to say like, oh man, like, you know, my stuff's just too weird, because it's not true. Because I mean, Jesus, look at like, you know, you go from like Whitesnake to Nirvana, you know what I mean? It's like, it just, it doesn't really matter. And then you have really strange things like, I don't know, fucking like Tiny Tim. Like, if you were to like write that down, be like, okay, this like real tripped out dude with like a ukulele and sings in this like very abrasive voice that's not enjoyable to listen to. And they're like, well, what are the lyrics? Say, oh, tiptoe through the tulips. Like, they go, oh, that'll never work. It's and it's like, it's huge. So it's like, I think there is space for everybody. It's just a matter of when, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's kind of like but the best thing to do is, it seems to me, is to not like chase trends or whatever, because by the time you get to it, it's already changed. So I sort of just feel like it's almost like there's like this conveyor belt that just is going, and like there's things dropping every second. And then like once the hole is the correct size for you, you drop through and you're like, yay, you know, I've made it. And like, and that can take a while. I mean, you look at Elliott Smith. I mean, he had to know like Gus Van Sant, get put on Good Will Hunting, and that was it. But you would probably, if you were Elliott or knew Elliott in Portland when he's playing in like record stores and basement shows, you probably would have thought like, man, this guy's a genius, and like the world's never going to get that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's I feel like now I'm being like really positive and sort of like getting myself.
I told you we were going to get positive.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think you just have to have patience, and it's easy to have patience if you're not miserable. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, sitting somewhere beautiful and someone's like, oh, I mean, it's not like an airport lounge, you know, like your life, you can wait.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I feel like I'm on some sort of weird course myself here. Like,
for sure.
It grows a little bit each time, but it's nothing like, there's no dramatic change, you know. It's going to take time, and I'm willing to put in the time and be patient. And I know one day, you know, I'll be dropping the conveyor belt too, you know.
Yeah, of course.
You just got to keep at it, and just, you know, just be you. That's what I say, because I've tried to either alter myself to make myself something different, or just try to be someone I'm not. And you know what? It's going to be me, and people are going to like it or they're not. And it's as simple as that. It's just got to get out there, you know. Like, I'm starting to get emails from random people, from like PR firms and things like that are listening to the show. They even like dropped Patrick Damphier's name. They were like, I heard your show with him, and I think we have a great artist. I think we have a great artist for you.
That's cool.
Like one of the people like worked with Eminem and Dolly Parton. She's like from Nashville.
Awesome.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, absolutely. I would love to have her on. You know, there's no.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, and it's a little surreal for me, because I always did the contacting. You know what I mean? I always went after the people I wanted to get. And I'm still going to continue to do that, obviously. But even to have one or two emails from someone who's just out there listening across the country and interested in my show and wants someone to be on it, I'm like, fuck, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome. You know, and to me, that feels good.
Really cool.
You know,
that's really cool, man. I think that'll just keep happening. I mean, there's really, it's very improbable that like you would have like a backwards trajectory or whatever if you're just doing your thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I always think about like, there's so many fucking people in the world. It's like, even if like 1% of people are in, like you got it made. So it's really, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. Like, if you just do something and it's cool and you're authentic, you really can't fail, as long as you just like aren't suffering too much and you don't give up, I think everything's going to be cool.
Absolutely. You know, and there's part of me still to this day that I'm just like, you know what? Like, I need a gimmick, or I need to do this kind of thing. Or like, I was doing the photos and stuff like that. I stopped doing all that stuff because I just want it to be this. I want it to be two people talking about something that some people may find interesting, some people may not. I don't know. But just be real, like, just be real with it. And
I think it's better.
I do like that. I really do. I like to like eliminate the whole gimmick thing, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just a conversation.
Right.
And I think people are going to like that, you know? It's something that's kind of missing. I feel like everything has to have like something to draw you in. I think this is going to take a lot longer to get to the finish line, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I find it to be a lot more alluring. I mean, it's like other stuff is like fun, you know, but it seems to me a bit more like late night TV stuff, like a Carson thing or something,
right.
Or where it's like, okay, you know, now we have whatever Harvey Keitel's on, and like we're gonna play beer pong or something. It's like you don't need to do that stuff. I think people are more. I mean, we're very voyeuristic, so I think people just kind of want to hear people talking. At least I know I do. Like that's some of the only besides like the absolute trash that I watch on TV sometimes. The stuff that I really get down with though is like, you know, like I heard like Russell Brand and like Duncan Trussell talking, and it was like the coolest fucking thing. It was like the most like entertaining thing I'd ever heard, and like it's literally just two people talking. Right. And it's like, it's kind of funny. I mean, it certainly helps if the people are like hyper interesting and intelligent and stuff like that, but they don't really have to be. Like that's what's pretty weird about it. It's like you could just like, I mean, I don't know. I've always sort of, it's like my favorite has a podcast, and he's like a comedian and stuff. And every once in a while he'll just have on like someone like really normal. Like he had on like Bill Burr, right? So he dips into the fame pond regularly, but then he had on a plumber. Yeah. Like, literally a plumber. And it was so cool because I was like, damn, dude, I've never got to hear a plumber just talk about plumbing for 2 hours. Yeah. So I listened to that and I'm like, fuck, dude, I know like everything about plumbing from a dude who's been in the business for like 20 plus years. And like, what like a rare and like beautiful opportunity to hear about something is like just average stuff. You know?
Absolutely. You know, it's like going out to a coffee shop by yourself, sitting at the table, and you're listening to the people talking next to you, you know? They don't know you're listening, or they don't care, whatever, but you can learn something just from doing that. And that's kind of what I'm going for here. So that's cool that we even got to this topic in the first place. Because when I first started doing this, you know, I was like all nervous and fucking weird, and I wrote everything down. You know what I mean? I wrote every single thought down on the page, and I wrote every single question out. Now I have like 3 notes on a card, and it works so much better. It's so much more realistic and organic. And yeah, not to just keep talking about myself, but
no. Well, you're the only one here besides me. So
yeah, we want to hear about you. I was talking to Dave the other day. I had a show with Dave, and we were talking about Cameo.
Yeah.
How's that going?
I mean, I don't really get that many people on there, but I don't really like advertise it very much. You know, I think I have like one time or whatever. I don't know. I just have like my money sitting in there too. Like,
it's like a savings account.
Kind of. It's like you got to like set up like a bunch of shit or whatever to like do it. And I just haven't. I mean, there's probably gonna be a day where I'm like really gonna want to do that. I think you can give it to charity or something too. It's just like, I don't know. You have to be invited to it. Yeah. So you know what I mean? And you have to be like a celebrity or whatever the fuck. So like I got invited by like Andy Dick. He invited me to it. And then like I talked on the phone to like the head or creator of Cameo. And like I was like, oh, this is like, I mean, you know, no, I wouldn't say like an honor, but I was kind of like, oh, weird, that's funny, you know, like whatever. And I've definitely done some, and it's weird, you know, people will be like, hey, me and my girlfriend are like going on a vacation, and like we tell her have a fun vacation. Like there's kind of these like, they tell you what to say. And I set the price, like, I think as low as it can go and everything.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's funny.
I know some people, you know, you're obviously very reasonably priced. Some people are like $800, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you know, take it easy.
Yeah, it's funny because like I would do that for free is like the thing, you know, like if someone, I mean, if someone really asked me like, we please send me a video of you saying hi, I'd be like, okay, you're like, sure. Like, you know what I mean? But like, there is a certain, amount of like a wall you have to put up, because I do get a lot of freaky fucking shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And to me, so then I've sort of, I don't even, I mean, I think the other day I had like 90, like I think it was like 91 message requests, and I'm like, oh my god, I had like an anxiety attack. I'm like, I don't want to see that, because there's probably gonna be like, you know, 70 of them are just like hearts or laughing faces or I like your music, or we met one time. But then there's probably gonna be someone that's like, what the fuck did you do to your face, or something like that.
Right.
So I just don't even look at them anymore. And you know, whoever watches, like, don't feel slighted or like I'm a jerk. It's just that, like, imagine if you had a sizable amount of strangers saying stuff to you every day. It's like, I mean, you know, when you used to like get home back in the days of answering machines, you'd have like 30 messages on your answering machine. You're like, oh no, what's happening? That's how it feels. So to have sort of a vetting system, and be it because someone had to pay, and go through a system to get to actually communicate with you in like a safe environment, feels pretty productive.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, it's like the state of the industry where it's like, you know, Spotify paying so little, YouTube paying so little, you do have to sort of monetize yourself in these ways that would seem a bit embarrassing just to sort of make a living. It's like people can go, oh man, that's like fucked up. I'm like, well, would you rather like I quit making music and I go, you know, make burritos somewhere? Because like you have to do these silly little things sometimes to remain afloat, to be available for people who want stuff from you.
Absolutely. You know, and you were kind enough to do one for my wife for her birthday, her 40th birthday.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, man. And you know what?
We didn't do that on Cameo. We just did that straight up.
Right. We just did that straight. I'm saying it was Cameo kind of form kind of thing, you know? What you say in a minute or 2 minutes is awesome, man. You're a wordsmith, like Dave Leto said the other day. That's your thing, man. You're so good at that. So someone's going to get something special from you. And yes, they have to go through a system. And if someone wanted to insult you, they got to pay. They got to pay to do that. You know what I mean? You know,
that would actually be a funny sort of thing. It'd be like the dude at the fair who sits on the thing. You throw the ball and like dunk him in the water.
Yeah.
Sort of like a digital one of that. It's like, yeah, you can, you know, call me like Walmart Post Malone, but it's going to cost you like $60, you know? Dude, I'll do that.
Absolutely. I actually I booked my first Cameo today. I have a confession. Laura Jane Grace, you know.
Oh, rad. Cool.
Dude, I literally wrote, would you be on my podcast? I want to talk to her so bad. And I know you know her. And maybe you can whatever, but I was like, you know what? Let me throw it. It was only $50. I was like,
that's
$50. It's like I'm supporting the industry, and even if she says no, I'm still gonna get a video. So fuck it. I'm just going balls to the wall here, man. I don't even care.
That's really cool. I like that you're like using it as a way to like actually ask a question. That's so cool. No, I respect that, man. I feel like she would probably do it. Like,
I hope so.
Yeah, man. I don't talk to her that often, because it's like we did that tour and then like we got signed, and then like, you know, Laura like was really in the spotlight for a little while, like right in the beginning, obviously, and like we just sort of like drifted apart, and like I've had like probably like 15 different phones. So it's like whatever the iCloud or whatever, sometimes like I'm like, oh no, it didn't transfer all my famous people's numbers, like only like 2 of them or something. And then I'm like, and then you like try to like DM somebody and like, you know, and like I said, I don't look at my requests, so it's like you don't know. Like, so it's hard to get in touch with people through Instagram and
right.
But yeah, we've talked a few times, but it's like she's definitely like a sensitive, you know, kind of a raw nerve of a human. So it's like is like erratic and sort of, you know, depressed and weird as I can be and sort of hide away or like come out and be really creative and all these extreme, you know, extreme behavioral patterns of artists. Like she's certainly in that. So you know, I give all my friends in the business like a total pass with that because, you know, I don't know, we're just all real weird to each other. Like just don't talk for a long time. And then you'll get like some frantic, you know, text at 4 a.m. like, we got to make a record together. And you're like, well, we haven't talked in like a year, you know, it's like, it is not an even friendship sometimes with, you know, creative people, particularly those who are sort of like famous, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So, wish me luck. I'm gonna try. You know what it is? Sometimes I'll go on Instagram and I'll try to contact people, and if they have like 400,000 followers, the odds are they're not going to read the messages because they have fucking thousands of them. So I thought of a little creative way maybe to get around that. And as long as it doesn't cost me, you know, too much money, I can kind of sneak my way in there and see what happens.
That's brilliant, man.
You know?
Actually, I love that. I've never thought of that. I feel like I don't know that really anyone's ever done that. Like just using it as a way to actually ask a question as opposed to just like, I think people just want them to say something and then they save it on their phone and then they can they can do that. I think we were talking about that one time when that band paid a bunch of celebrities on Cameo to say that they love their record, and then they made like a montage of all these celebrities being like, man, this is the greatest record, and they put it on their Instagram, and I saw it and it totally duped me. I was like, man, these guys got all these crazy like celebrity fans and endorsements, like I gotta check this out. And I was like, they didn't crop out the little Cameo logo on the bottom on one of them, and I was like, you motherfuckers, like
yeah. You know, I just realized I may have made a new thing. Like, you want someone to be on your podcast, you know, pay them. Because all right, so listen, you know, this is promotion for the artist as well.
Right.
So it's kind of like one hand washes the other kind of thing. But shit, man, if you're guaranteed to get somebody you really want, throw them $50 fucking for an hour. They're gonna, you know, help you out for an hour or whatever. Yeah,
I mean, it sounds weird, but if you think about it, it sounds totally reasonable because I mean, everybody on this planet, their time is worth some sort of amount of money.
Yeah.
You know,
I hate dealing with the whole money thing with this. It's like, you know, I feel like one of the first things I say when I introduce myself is like, I don't have anything to offer you except for my gratitude and like promotion for whatever you want to do or want to talk about. But, you know, eventually one day when I'm making money doing this, and I make like pennies, but like I'm talking about like real money.
Right.
Then it'd be a different world. But as for now, I try to get away with it as much as I can.
No, I think that's good. And a lot of people, you know, just want to talk, you know what I mean? I don't think that anyone's really looking to get money.
I'll tell you this pandemic helped me out big time.
For sure.
You helped me out massively. I owe you all the thanks in the world.
No worries.
But this pandemic was like, all right, I'm home. I'm doing nothing. You want to talk? Sure, let's talk. And boom, you know, if people were out on tour and the world was open again, I think I would have a lot more of a difficult time.
Oh man, for sure, dude.
People are going stir crazy and they're going nuts, and in a way, I guess I'm taking advantage of that. But
no, I've noticed that for myself. Even I've made a lot of sort of musical friendships from people I really admire just from the pandemic. You know, I'm like, man, like I've loved this musician for so long, and like, wow, I was always like, I never thought to talk to somebody, you know, like that. And then it's like, during the pandemic, I guess, which is still happening. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
I
send
think so.
something. I think it is. Yeah. I think maybe, you know, all forever. Yeah. Send a message to someone and they write back and they're like, oh yeah, sure. I'm like, what? Like, man, I feel like if I would have contacted you 2 years ago, and I have,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, there was just nothing there. Which is really kind of cool. I think I'm always wondering, like, is it just a general boredom, or is it like a bit of the coming together thing you talked about, where people were like, like, holy shit, like everyone might, you know, 10% of the population might die, and everyone gets kind of scared and like reconnecting with their family, and everybody's a little bit like a raw nerve, and people are just more willing to, you know, sort of unite with other humans. It's a bit like, you know, when you're like on an airplane and there's like really bad turbulence, all of a sudden everybody's like becomes one.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that sort of happened on like a wide scale, at least, you know, in like our little world of creatives. It's like, dude, I got to wear a mask everywhere. Like, you know, I'm worried I'm going to die. Somebody's going to die. Like, hell yeah, let's talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That, I think it's a little bit of both, actually, especially for me. Like, I think people are like, at first, when I first contact them, they're like, yeah, you know what? I'm fucking bored. Let's do it. And then once we start talking, they realize that second part of it. Like, oh, I'm making like a connection right now. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's like goofy and he's in a garage and whatever. And
yeah, it's nice.
That's the biggest thing I love about this whole thing, is just making that connection. And a lot of the people you've introduced me to, dude, I talk to them like I talk to my regular friends on a daily basis. Obviously including you.
Yeah.
But I talk to Andrew a lot. I talk to Eddie every now and then. And
cool.
You know, they're just all really great people, and I'm honored to have them on here. It's amazing. And Nick Mack is coming back. I'm gonna be talking to him Wednesday.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm so excited about that, man, because he was one of my first ones, and you know, I was like a ball of nerves and kind of weird. Now I can kind of like really just be like this and get a better show, you know, out of it. Just want to keep getting better and better.
I guess with him, you probably just no notes or something, right? Just talking.
He's just so down to earth. He's just so cool. And he shouldn't be. He's one of those people, to me, that shouldn't be down to earth. I feel like he should have a fucking massively inflated ego. He's incredible.
Yeah, man. I don't remember how I ever got in contact with him or why. I don't know if he like followed me on Instagram or I followed him, but I remember being like, whoa, dude, like, you're not a fucking, like, you should be a dick, dude. Like, you're allowed. He's just so nice. I mean, I've definitely like texted him, been like, yo, like, what's up? And he's like, oh, I'm like, and he'll be like sitting with like just somebody who has like the number 3 song on, you know, in the world. And he's just like chilling with blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa. And I think I made a joke. I was like, ask him if they like Fences. Haha. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm literally fucking kidding. And he's like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I'm going to talk to him about it. Like, no worries. Like, I got your back. And I'm just like, what the, why are you so fucking nice, dude? You know? So
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'll message him and he'll get back to me within minutes. Like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And I'm like, holy shit. All right, cool.
It is. Yeah, so, it's weird. I think, and possibly it's like, you know, maybe that's just like a cliche that like really talented, successful people are mean. Maybe they're not. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
it's definitely a cliche.
Yeah,
but some of them really are, you know?
Yeah, I've met a couple jerks for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're running about an hour now. So my new format, I'm going to keep it down to like an hour, 45 minutes.
Cool.
I find that more people listen to my shorter episodes, so I take that into account.
Yeah.
I think it's because whatever, maybe they're driving in their car for an hour or whatever. I don't know what it is, but
probably.
I'm like that too. I'm like that too. When somebody sends me something and it's like long, I'm like, are you fucking serious, man?
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to this for 2 hours.
I'm the worst, man. I'll have people send me like like songs, which were what, like 3 minutes, 2:45, 3:30, like radio hits, and like I'll get it and I'm like, fuck, and I'll just like zoom into the middle, just to like get like the key, the vocal tone and all the stuff. I'll just like be like, I'll just like literally take like a micro dose of it to my fucking brain. And I'm like, okay, I get it. And then I'm off, and like I either like it or don't. But I'm really bad with like sitting and absorbing content that people give to me. But you know, when you send me podcast episodes, like I'm excited because I'm like, oh man, cool. Like after dinner, I'm gonna put in headphones and like go actually like enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's cool that way. But like, I know sometimes Joe has those ones that are like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah. And it's like, it's funny because I listened, because Joe had on Duncan, and I think they went for like 3+ hours. And I've heard the first 45 minutes of it probably 50 times, because I put it on. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna listen to this. And then I just fall asleep. So it's like, and then I try to like zoom forward and figure out where I left off. And I'm like, I just can't like I feel like I'm like watching The Godfather, you know, it's like too much.
Right. No, I hear you, man. And that's kind of how I am. And so I want to try this new kind of time thing where I keep it down under an hour or an hour, whatever. You know, a couple of my episodes were like almost 2 hours, and it's like, I don't even want to listen to that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. After a while, like after like, you know, 2 hours, we're just like staring at each other.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And today was great, man. Glad we got to catch up a little bit, and
for sure.
I love where you're at right now. You have a really good fucking energy, man, and keep it up.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you too.
You know what? We're gonna get some new music from you soon, or what?
Hell yeah, man. I'm super excited. I'm getting lyric videos for songs that are on Failure Sculptures. There's this dude, he's really talented. He does I mean, like, full disclosure, like my kind of manager, label head or whatever, he manages the Goo Goo Dolls also, which I love the Goo Goo Dolls. Like some of those songs are fucking amazing, but the guy who's done all the new lyric videos for Goo Goo Dolls I think I'm getting him today for a couple of the songs off Paper Route, and A Mission, getting lyric videos, just some sort of kind of new content. And then the re-release will have a couple of acoustic versions on it. So that's coming out just to sort of reset everything. Yeah. And then I believe I'm doing some like actual music videos for the EP. Yep. And that's still going to come out in February. I've done I did like the promotional photos with Adam DeGrosse, which was like really thrilling. Cause he's like, he's so sweet, and like one of those like people that should be a jerk, but he's not, you know what I mean? Yeah. Really talented. So like we got that ready. I think we might do a video. We both said it would be fun. So yeah, there's going to be, definitely before March, there's going to be like new music out or whatever. I just like, it's odd because I just want to get it out so I can start recording the full length, because I'm like, am I going to like put this out and then like start touring? Like, I don't really know that that's going to happen. Yeah. Because I feel like even with like the vaccine, there's going to be a lot of people that like, you know, because everyone's like, if you take the vaccine, you're going to die or whatever. Yeah. So like a lot of people aren't going to take the vaccine because of fear. And also just assuming, well, everyone else will take it, then they won't give it to me. And even with the fact that they say it's like 90% effective, I don't see a foreseeable future where they're going to be very comfortable having people really compact in a closed space. Yeah. So I just don't think I'm going to put out a new record in February and then start touring. So for me, putting that out just sort of frees me up to let people enjoy it, and then I can do the full length record. I just really have so much fun making records. I really love it a lot. So like, so new music in like a month or something, and then I'll start working on the other one, and whatever the state of the world, and then I'll sort of adapt to that or whatever. But I'm not going to do no like live on the internet stuff. I don't like that stuff.
Yeah, nah, it's not the same. It's not the same. You know what I think they should do? as far as like easing into opening venues back up. Do like, and it's going to be harder for the artist, but do like 2 nights and split the seats up.
That's smart.
You know, at least they're getting out there, and people are starting to fill these venues up a lot. Otherwise, they're going to fucking close down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good idea, actually, because I always thought, well, if it's half capacity, that's half the money for like the staff, the band, everybody. But then if you do 2 nights, it's mathematically full capacity.
Yeah,
that's wise. Yeah, that could be something to happen. And honestly, too, like just sort of, you know, picking and choosing where you go geographically. Like you got all the comedians from LA going to Texas and Nashville where they can do stand up. You know, it's like maybe you go like, shit, dude, I gotta like fly to Texas and just kind of do like a residency for a month, you know? I mean, things like that I'm definitely open to, but yeah, I'm like, you know, I'm in no rush, honestly, to like to get out there and play shows. I mean, I miss it, but I'm just not in any rush. I mean, it's just like shit, man. Maybe it's like a sign from God that everything went to such shit that I'm not gonna fight it, you know?
Yeah, just take it easy, and when it happens, you know?
For sure.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You know I love you. I don't have to say that. And that's it, man. Thank you so much again. I appreciate you for everything you do for me, man. You're the best.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Peace. Talk to you
soon.
All
right, later.
All right,
Bye.
man. Later.